Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, guys? It's nice to have everyone on board. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day. So, as you can see on my screen there, I have a very beautiful baby. It's my workflow. So this workflow was inspired yesterday. My car broke down with the kids inside of it. We just went out to eat, and I noticed a bit of fault. I didn't want it to get more complicated than that. So I had to call a towing vehicle, and I got talking with this guy. He's an older guy. So I got talking with him, just chit chat, how long he's been doing the job, if he loves it. So we got to that point where I did ask him if he has a website, if he has an email, and we were just talking about tech generally. He said, no, I don't want emails. That thing is a bother. Like, why? Why did you say that? So, generally, he has thousands of email, just like everybody or most people out there. And some companies as well, whether it is private company, privately owned, or it is a corporation, they deal with barrage of emails, especially with newsletters. In this part of the world, in Canada, we all know we get these unsolicited text messages and emails. So, I he was a good guy. We talked very much, and I gave him a gift. So I wrote a workflow for him that helps him to sort out his email issue, you know. So that got me to think, if I could do this for someone, I could actually do it for myself. So that brought me to this. So I started thinking. I gave him his workflow already. He he was really excited. He was happy. Asked me how much he could pay, but this community that we live, it's a small community. We try as much as possible to help each other as much as we can. I also will be building a review workflow for him because I realize that most of his clients don't give reviews, no matter how good it was to them. And this man, he was a perfect gentleman. So I'm gonna build a review for him that will be monetized. Of course, he has to pay for that, and he'll be getting good reviews. So anyway, that brought me to thinking I have my own email as well, and it's crazy there. I have emails that I can't. It's so hard. So I thought of building an email classifier and reply review for myself. Let me show you a close-up look of this. I built it in n8n, and yeah, I have four emails. I have four emails that I wanted to sort, and it goes end to end. So I want to share this workflow with everyone to just explain what it looks like. It looks complicated, but it's actually very simple. It's also easy to build. So these are my four Gmail accounts, and the first phase is the email is first sorted, and of course this will be done, and an AI agent will sort this out. So this will be done. It was going to prepare the first emails, prepare the first email. I'm not going to open each node, the content of each node. So uh, the email will go through this JavaScript node, which will prepare all four of them and will itemize them canonically, right? They're going to be in sequential order, maybe not sequential, but they're going to be properly indexed. So the next node over here, I'm not sure if my screen is, yeah, okay, so this should be better. So it's going to collect them, the incoming emails, as soon as they come inside of my Gmail account, and they're going to be inspected by Google security policy, because there are some of the emails that has to do with security as well, and it's going to go through a routine Google notice, like check in depth end to end. This is like an expression. Now, what happens next is, should I go up there first? Okay, let me. So this is the AI here. I gave it a prompt. You are a security conscious executive email analyst. So it's going to analyze the email, break it down, understand it end to end, read the complete available email carefully and return one compact JSON object only when exactly exactly these keys. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit distracted. My kids want to, so they want to come into my office where I'm recording. So check the need, if it needs reply, if there is a reply reason, suggest reply subject. It's going to do all of these things, analyze it, act like an assistant would normally do. Now, and I have two AI agents there. I have NVIDIA and I have OpenRouter, which is my fallback model, and it's going to do a secure classification. It has read through the email now. This AI agent will pass it on to this guy to classify the emails. So again, after the classification, it's going to do a proper recording of it. This guy will be responsible for recording, having it in a proper record, and it gets sent to a Google sheet, to an Excel sheet where all of the emails, they are categorically highlighted into their separate tables. I could open this node to show what is inside of it. So yeah, it's going to separate them into different sheets, different, let me see if I can show you the schema. Okay, there it is. The timestamp and on all of that. So then after that, it's going to restore the classified email. Everything was all together here, all four emails that I've got, and it's going to reclassify them here. Then finally, before I get to that place there, let me talk about. So it's going to. One thing I wanted to do is, because I use some of my emails, I use them to sign up on different platforms. I'm able to get newsletters from different platforms, whether it's about AI, whether it's about DevOps, tech generally. So I sign up, and sometimes when I do these signups, I get emails, security. We all get those security alerts, and I have two-factor authentication. Actually, I have two different authentications for each of my emails. I use a code, I use passkey, and I use click to authenticate. So I have three of those set up. There is no way you want to gain access easily to my account now, that you will need my devices, and my devices are highly secure. I'm a DevOps engineer. I'm into DevSecOps as much. So I try as much as possible to secure my environment. So then I what's it called? So I made it to prepare suppression to suppress any of those Google notices. If they're about notice, if they're about just some whatever, any notice that comes in, just suppress it. Suppress it. I don't want to hear it. So the next thing is, now it will route the silently to trash all of those emails that have to do with Google security alert. When you use your account to secure to sign up, you get two emails. They are so annoying. So it silently pushes them to trash, and that goes for each of these emails. Yeah, there are four of them, so that goes for each of them. It goes inside of trash. Now, the next route. So this route is just like a load balancer, just like your ingress control, just like nginx proxy, just like any kind of proxy that you have. So that's what this node does. It routes the traffic again, routes it to these guys. So these guys will label each of my email. It will label them separately. If this is a newsletter, it will see it as newsletter. Let me see. I think I if I remember the color. So it's gonna give each of them a color. I'm not able to fetch that from here. Classify them. No. Anyway, it gives them color code. It gives them different color codes. And now I'll talk about this phase next. Oh, where were we? Here. So it gives them different labels, and the emails are labeled. After that, it restores them again after the label. Then it goes to, do I need a reply? So I extended it as much as I want it to be my full assistant. All right. So if the email needs a reply, if it needs a reply, then this guy will be the one. Remember, that the AI agent has already classified the email. It has done classification, whether it needs a reply, whether it's just a notification. So if it does need a reply now, if it does need a reply, I have this guy over here who is responsible for drafting. So for each of the email, all four emails, it will create a draft, finalize the draft, and keep it inside of the email. Now, if it does not need a draft, the finalize without a draft, it will go here for immediate alert. So if I need to be alerted immediately, it comes here. So if it's the one that needs a reply, this guy does the draft of the reply. It has read through the email, whether it's a job application, whether it is someone who is trying, it's a client who is trying to give me some work or some places where I do freelance and they need immediate, response. So this guy here is the one that will do the the draft, and it's going to go ahead and alert me in Slack. I'll briefly show you guys. So yeah, this is it. I just gave it. It's going to send to emailer just for this period, for this test, because I'm going to redirect it to another Slack channel. So this is it. That's classified it. It needs a review. This is it. n8n live tests. And there was one that my son, I used one of my email accounts to sign up for my son, which is the one here that needs parental consent. So he needed to, I used just these emails to sign up on different platforms. So he needed to sign up on his iPad, and I wanted to give him access. So I used my account, I put my account there, and they sent me the notification that my son needs a parental consent, which immediately I open in my Gmail. I'm not going to open my Gmail account now. So I went to my Gmail account and I authenticated. If it's one that needed a reply, this guy here will already have prepared a draft for me, which I will go through. I could manually just fix the draft and send it, or if it does not need to be corrected, it goes ahead. And so the second bad boy here, this workflow, is just on the same place. So it runs every day. 9 a.m. in the morning. I mean, it runs twice a day and 5 p.m. in the evening. So that's about 20, that's 36 minutes from now. Another one is going to run a full pipeline. So it will read any pending digest if there is anything that I have not attended to since yesterday, since the previous day. It's going to read through it and build digest briefing. So it's going to give me a full brief. Again, it's not going to just give me to read. The AI now will read the digest. I can show you the prompt. Write a concise but complete Slack briefing titled email briefing. The reader does not want technical classifier output. Explain each email as a capable human executive assistant would. For every item, include a clear numbered title, who sent it, what the email actually means, what the sender wants, why it matters, the recommended next action, any deadline, whether a reply is needed, whether a draft exists, whether it's already prepared a draft that I did not attend to, even though it sent me a notification via Slack. Um, Group the most consequential items first, the most important ones. Mention when an item also warranted an immediate alert without repeating alarmist language. Preserve facts and uncertainty. Do not invent dates, commitments, or actions. Use readable Slack markdown, short paragraphs, and no table. End with one sentence starting, how many items require attention, like an executive assistant. So that is going to happen, and it will normalize the digest message. It will post twice daily in Slack, and it will mark the digest row sent in its Google Sheet. So this is a workflow because I did this for a client. I did this for someone who did not even ask for it. And I thought, why can't I do it for myself? So there it is. I hope you guys learn to build a thing or two from here. I can run the full workflow. You'll see it runs end to end. That's it. That's the AI doing the classification, doing the reading the email, understanding it. For the sake of this test, I did not put I'm just using a free key endpoint here. Normally, I use Codex, my ChatGPT Codex AI, and as well as I use OpenRouter with the paid, but this time I'm only using free. So that's why it's going really slowly. But yeah, I have tested it a couple of times. It works end to end, both of them. So I'll give it a few seconds. If it does not, I'll just anyway. If anybody has a question over time, I do this for a living. I do this to help clients. I optimize so many other things. So more videos will come, and I hope you learned one or two things from this video, and see you on the next one. Thank you, and bye for now.